Hello, Shompal.
Hello, Melinda. How are you?
I am good. How are you?
Good, thank you. It's already night here in Sydney, Australia.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the Global Virtual Summit 2026,
Yeah.
Shompal.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Before going to your session, I would like to introduce you to our audience.
Sure.
Shompal is a keynote speaker, identity and manifestation coach, author, and founder of Pathway of Purpose with over 20 years of experience in corporate transformation. She helps women overcome burnout, self doubt, and disconnection through identity led change. Her work integrates self leadership, feminine empowerment, and identity transformation to inspire lasting personal and professional growth. Drawing from her own transformational journey, Shom empowers women to lead with confidence, purpose, and authenticity. That was a great bio, Shompal, and the stage is all yours.
Thank you very much. Should I share my screen or will you be sharing the screen?
Yeah, you can share your screen.
Okay, I will try that. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Melinda, for that beautiful bio. I'm just going to first figure out the technology and share my screen first. I'm first time here on AirMeet. So sharing my screen. No. Oh, okay.
Shompal, shall I share your screen?
Yeah, I think so. I cannot find my screen here.
Yeah, just a minute. Did you upload your PPT in a Drive
Yeah,
link?
yeah, I did.
Thank you. Just a minute.
No problem. Thank you. Hi, Mariana, Amira, Natalie. Nice to meet you all. Hello, Marua. Where's everybody from? Am I the only one from Australia? Right, from Tunisia. How lovely. Hopefully, will start soon. Thank you for your patience, guys. Hi, Selena. So nice to meet you, all of you. Hi, Beatrice. Nice to meet you. Yeah, that's the one. I'll just let that screen enlarge a little bit so everyone can see. Is that all right with everyone? Can see the screen? All right? I'll take that as a yes. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Thank you for all that. And thanks for your patience, guys. And so I want to get to the next slide, please. Already the next one. So I want to start this presentation by asking all of you this one question of how did we even get here? Do we know the journey that got us here, from where we started, our childhood, our journey through life, and today we are here. You know, all of you guys, Selena, Beatrice, Pavel, Marua, we are all here. How did we even get here? So that was my striking question, that how does this journey happen? Why are we always, sometimes we are at the right place at the right time, sometimes we are at the wrong place at the wrong time? Like, what is this journey and how did we even get here? So today I'm going to delve a little bit deeper on that. Can we go to the next slide, please? So growing up, we all had dreams, right? I was a big dreamer. I live in my fantasy land, and I wanted to become a fashion designer. I wanted to have a beautiful home, a family, lots of kids, graduate. So some of these dreams have come true, but not all of them. So I could not manifest all of them. So why is that? Let's go to the next one. Along the way, what has happened is that, the next slide, please. Along the way, what has happened is we have ignored the road signs. I consider that we all have an internal compass within us, which is guiding us all the time. But what is happening is we don't listen to that GPS. We say the GPS, we don't want to follow the GPS. And so we ignore all the road signs in between. The GPS perhaps loses its signal, and then we lose our way. So somehow we want to come back to that. When I turned 50 last year in May 2025, this is what was happening to me. I was running towards a cliff, which I thought I'm going to fall over. And I just did not, I had lost all identity of mine. I didn't know who I was. Was I a mother? Am I a wife? Am I a sister? Am I a boss? I had lost all identity. And by this time, I had done so much of different professions that I just did not have any identity. This was I went through a huge spiritual awakening at that time, and the experience is all on my YouTube channel if you want to check that out. But I was asking myself, like, what am I doing here, and why do I matter? How do I matter? If I leave this world right now, what contribution have I made? Like, how would people even remember me? So that was the question I was asking. So I was asking, like, who am I? Because my identity had completely shattered. I did not know who I was anymore, right? And from that journey, the next slide, please. I went through an inner work, I went through inner transformation, and I came to a purpose. I found a purpose in life, that we all have one identity, which is the artificial identity, which is the AI, and then there's one which is the true authentic identity, right? And so we need to all tune into the to our inner compass, which is guiding us, and that's going to give us our life's purpose. And it became my life's purpose to now help everybody else to find their true identity, not the one they think it's artificial, not the one that is fake, but to actually find the true identity and tune into your own inner compass so that you can find your own life's purpose, because you are unique. Every human being on earth is unique, and we all have a certain purpose. Till we don't find that, I think it's just a waste of time being here on this earth. Next one, please. What I feel like from the last slide that I had was that we all have a gift. We all of us have a certain. We were all born with one gift, and somebody out there is waiting to receive that gift from you. It's only that we don't know what that gift is, right? We don't know what that is, and we haven't discovered it. But somebody out there is waiting to receive that gift. So this happened around October last year. The next slide, please. I created a vision board, and this was like 2025, around that time. This was my vision board. And after I did the inner work and after I understood how things manifest, actually, I don't even like the word manifestation, although I call myself identity and manifestation coach. The word manifest just assumes that I don't have it. And if I assume I don't have it, I'm never going to have it. So I changed the mindset as to I already have all of these things on the vision board. And within 3 months, kid you not, all my dreams were coming true. And I'm going to show you some of the dreams that actually came true, which to somebody would mean like a miracle, but it wasn't a miracle. I was putting in effort, the right kind of effort. So the next slide, you will see this was like before this, I had, like I said, I had no identity at all. But then I started, I wanted on my vision board, I wanted to coach women. So I started doing conferences and I started doing workshops with women. I did one on one coaching. I wanted to become an author. I wrote my first book last year. Then I created my own guided journal of this entire identity shift processes, and this is all on my website. I'll share the QR code in the end, and you can really download those journals if you want to do the work on your own. I always wanted to do podcasts, and so I created this main character podcast. It's on Spotify, so you can check that out as well. I was doing number of these things all within 3 months, guys. Only in 3 months. The next one, there's a shocking slide after this. I even created my website, by the way. That's my website, shom-pal.com. The next one, guys, I grew my hair. At 50, I was having lots of hormonal problems, hormonal imbalances. My life was shattered. My relationships had no clue what was happening. And I was losing hair. And so what you see here is in 4 months. And this you can see on the screen. This is not AI, guys. This is real hair. Okay, so this was grown in 4 months using that identity transformation concept. So what I would do is I would just look in the mirror and I will look at the baldness and I'll say, wow, I've got so much hair. I've got so much hair. And I would just deny what I was seeing, right? And I was constantly saying the opposite. I would say, look, I've got so much hair. Wow, I've got so much hair. And now I'm going to take 1 hour to do my blow drying and all that, So I was confirming the opposite of it. And this is also on my YouTube channel. There's like a 30-minute video on how exactly I grew my hair. So if ladies, I know there are lots of ladies here. If you're interested, go and check it out. It's got some 1.2K views or something. I'm very new at YouTube, so I don't have huge number of subscribers, but you guys can become my subscribers. So in October, I was dreaming about I wanted to speak in Paris, and so I said this particular picture was on my vision board, and I was just pasting this photo in October. And within 2 weeks' time, I was telling myself, I'm ready to be seen. I've done the transformation. I had huge stage fright. I could not talk in front of people. I was very afraid of public speaking. But I said, you know what? Somebody out there needs to hear this. This is not about me. This is about them. I'm ready to be seen. I'm ready to share my story. And while I was pasting it, within 2 weeks, I got a call from another company, another organization who was doing similar conferences in Paris. And in March, I spoke there on the stage in front of 500 people. So dreams do come true, and there is a process to it, though. It's not a fluke and it's not a miracle. It is an exact process, which I'm going to share with you. We'll go to the next slide, please. So, as I was saying, that we all have this inner compass within us that keeps us rerouting back to our gift. We don't know that, right? We think it's a roadblock. For example, you want to buy a house, you have your eyes set on that house, and you want that particular house, right? Like I want this house. I'm renting right now, and I want this house. But if that doesn't happen, then I tell myself that, look, if it hasn't happened, then it's better. So if it happens, well and good. But if it doesn't happen, then it's better. And that's what the attitude completely changed. That compass constantly takes us away, moves us away from the wrong route that we are taking to the gift that we actually have within us. Next slide, please. Thank you, Melinda, for doing this. The whole reason why we miss the point, we miss the GPS, is because we have these doubts and fear, and there are parts of us that we don't love. And next one. Because at the end of the day, guys, isn't this true that we all want to feel these three things? We want to feel free at the end of the day, free of obligations, free of expectations, free of the society norms. We want to just be free, leave us alone. you know, we want to be this. And then fulfilled. I want to feel fulfilled at the end of the day. How will I feel fulfilled? when I make a difference in somebody's life, when I make an impact in someone's life, it's not about the money, it's about the fulfillment. I want that in my life. And accomplished is that when I have credentials and recognition, I've got trophies and achievements to show for it. I want these three things. But at the same time, we can't have it. How many of you can truly say that you are free and you have fulfilled and you have accomplished everything in your life? Marco, can I answer the question later? What was the biggest turning point in your healing journey? I'll tell in very shortly. The biggest turning point for me in my healing journey was I became aware of who I really am. Not this show, not this body, not this mind, not this human. It's the I am within when I understood who I am, and which I will share with you. And that's become my mission so that you all know who you really are. Coming back to the slide, we all want to feel these three things: free, fulfilled, and accomplished. Then why can't we? What is stopping us? This is the reason. The next slide, please. That you will never attract, and you have heard so many interesting speakers before you, and all identity transformation coaches today here on the conference are saying the same thing. We want to go to the next slide, please. That you cannot attract what you want. You will never attract what you want. You will always attract who you are. Melinda, can we go to the next slide, please? Thank you. So you will never attract what you want. You will always attract who you are. It's the identity that you're attracting. So you may have goal boards, you may have vision boards, and you can say, these are the things I want. This is the person I want to manifest. This is the soulmate I want. These are the kids I want. This is the, you're never going to get it because you are not the identity who deserves to get it. So we jump the queue, we cross all the what's, and we go directly into the who. How to become the who, how to become the identity. Next one, please. So, from all the research, because I've been researching this for about 20 years and I've always been fantasizing how to really manifest, what is the clue. And I dwelled upon the mirror principle. And this is not new. A lot of us already know about this. That, if you're Christian, you know that I'm not, but I'm very connected to Christianity. It's in Bhagavad Gita if you're an Indian as well. So, your outer reality is basically a mirror reflection of your inner being. Whoever you are within is reflecting who is outside. So when I'm looking in the mirror, I'm looking at me outside, pushed out, me pushed out, right? So your inner beliefs are creating your external reality. That's the end of story, right? If you want to change this outer reality, don't fall for it. Don't fall for this 3D that you are looking at: the poverty, the looks, the appearance, the relationships. Those are all outer. You created it because you are the cause. That's how reality works. That's how reality works. The next one is that I will tell a little story here. What you see on the screen right now is the pyramid of frequencies. You can Google this. This is, of course, AI generated. And you will see that shame is at 20 hertz and enlightenment is 700 plus, right? And all of these frequencies exist, right? So fear is 100 hertz. And before I went on Paris stage, that was my first stage speech, and I was a ball of nerves. I was operating probably at 100 hertz, 100 hertz. So I was completely nervous, and there's a story behind it. I had a childhood trauma with stage performance. I'm a Bengali in India. If you're Indians, then you know that Bengalis are very like they either make their children sing or dance or some sort of a musical instrument or something. So my mother always wanted me to sing. So I went on stage. I was only 6 years old, and I went up on stage, and it was supposed to be a duet, but somehow I ended up myself. It became like a solo song. So I went up on the stage, and my voice started shaking. Yeah, so I went like that. My voice was completely shaking, and audience started laughing. Right, they started laughing, and that created such an embarrassment that I never went back on stage at when I was 6 years old. Since then, I never went back on up on the stage. And how many? 46, 45 years later, I went back on the stage in Paris and I spoke for it. And it's on YouTube as well. My husband was in front and he recorded it. and you will see the speech that I gave in Paris. People were applauding, people were clapping, like you guys are. Thank you so much. But I became so open because I changed the narrative. If you have heard about Eckhart Tolle, he's written a book called Power of Now, and you are all very learned, wise women and men. About this, that there is no past. Where is past? Where is the future? There is no future. Everything is in the now moment, isn't it? So then, if you look at the pyramid of frequencies, shame also exists right now, enlightenment also exists right now. So if I need to transform, why do I need to wait 30 days transformation, 90 days transformation? Why? When I can be that right now, because right now you can choose that identity who doesn't have fear of speaking in front of public. So the next slide, I chose courage. I chose 250 hertz. So in the audience, I was sitting there and I was telling myself, I am a global speaker. I was born to be on the stage. I'm here not for myself. This is not about me. This is about them. I'm here to serve other people. As soon as I said that, there was a huge energy from within. And the way I walked up on the stage and I spoke, and it finished, and there was a lot of appreciation after that, right? So you choose in the moment. I didn't have to wait 2 hours to be that, right? So you choose which frequency you want to be. The next slide, you will really like this one, because I get a lot of from my clients. They really love this, the analogy of the pizza. Yeah, so if you have a pizza and the base is rotten, and what you're doing is this rotten fungus filled of crust. Now what you're doing, you're putting mozzarella cheese, you're putting your favorite meat, or you're putting olives, and you're putting tabasco and all that on the top. Those toppings are your visions, dreams, goals, values, habits, blah blah blah, self development. It's never going to taste good. Why? Because the crust is your past wounds. You haven't healed from it. You have doubts, you have triggers, you have past beliefs. Those are your identity, your crust. Till you don't fix that, it's never going to manifest properly. They'll be hot and cold. Sometimes you'll manifest good things, sometimes you won't be able to. And because the crust is so full of fungus, we need to clean that, right? So the next one, to understand this crust itself, it's the core wounds that I do in my coaching session. When I do my clients go through the session with me, I go through the core wounds. What are these core wounds? They are caused by your childhood traumas, right? Where it comes from. Now it doesn't have to be very scary kind of traumas. Even little bit judgment or criticism. Like I was in standard 2 class 2, and I went in the class, and I was really chubby. I still am, carrying a lot of baby fat still at 50. But I went in the class, and people were, there was this boy who came in, and he called me in Hindi. It's called Moti. If you're Indian, you know what that is. It's called fatty, and he called me that. And that stuck in my head forever. And I've been, I have not yet lost that weight. It keeps coming back because there are childhood traumas there, right? It is funny, yes. So the Indians know what moti means, and we have all had that. So you protect yourself from getting hurt again. That's the concept. Before we look at this new slide, you develop some coping mechanism. I will become avoidant. I will avoid that kind of situation where other people are slimmer than me, just for the fear of rejection, or for the fear of that judgment. I will develop this coping mechanism. So here you will see how your belief and perception will give rise to your coping mechanism. Basically, what is happening is that you are only trying to keep yourself safe. It's not your fault, right? If you are over functioning, over performing, the first speaker today spoke about productivity and how she was hustling back and forth between meetings, trying to achieve all of that. That's not your fault, because you are coping that way. You have to. If you don't function, or if you don't overachieve, they are going to judge you, right? So you say, I'm not smart enough, is your core belief. These are basically all me, by the way. I don't know if you guys can resonate, but some of these beliefs were me, that I'm not smart enough. And so I need to prove myself. And to prove myself, I become an over perfectionist. I overachieve. Outsider may think, oh wow, she's achieving so much, but I'm miserable inside, right? Or if I'm saying I'm not pretty, then I need to try harder. I need to go and learn some makeup, or I need to, I'm constantly in the body, and then I'm burning out. If I say I don't deserve love, then when I am in relationship, I'll remain silent. I will bear with the injustice done, right? I better remain silent, because if I don't, then he's gonna leave, right? And or people pleasing, I'll overcompensate and overgive, and then burn out. So this is how we are coping and surviving. And that's a loop. And that you will see in the next slide. That, guys, one thing, if you want to take away from today's presentation, is this: that nothing outside can trigger you. If something is triggering you, it basically only reflects a wound that you haven't healed from. Okay, so when you get triggered, you will automatically go into your coping mechanism. All right. So next time you get irritated by someone, or something triggers you, someone said something and you're getting agitated, then remember the mirror principle. This outside person is not the cause. They are just there to show you the mirror of who you really are. You are wounded, and they are just showing you that you are wounded, so you need to heal from it. The problem, however, the next slide, please. The problem, however, is that it's a loop, guys. Whatever you run away from, you will find yourself running straight back into it. So you leave a marriage that is, probably had the worst marriage ever, and then you find a second partner. After a while, that person also starts showing the similar traits. If you were running away from criticism, you will constantly find yourself being criticized. That's the loop of identity. Whatever we run away from, we run straight back into it. Like if I tell you, don't look at the red car, don't look at the red car, what's going to happen? You will always look out for the red car. That's the way our subconscious works. Whatever you run away from, you run straight back into it. That's the loop. Identity is just everything. Next one. This is a very important one. The next slide is, there are three traits that identity has, right? All of us have it. Number one trait, the next slide, please. The first trait of identity is that it will always prove you right. So if you say that I'm not smart enough, then you will constantly find yourself in situations which will prove you that you are right. You are not smart. It will also, the second one is that it will avoid pain. So your nervous system is trying to keep you safe. It doesn't want you to change. It's the biggest enemy, right? It thinks that it is your best friend. You think it's your best friend, but it's your biggest enemy. It will avoid pain. So if I have to lose weight, I need to go to the gym and lift heavy weights, or I need to do insane workouts. But my old identity will avoid the pain, and they'll say, look, you have gone through so much in life. It'll start playing with me. You have gone through so much in life. You have done so much. Just sit down. Just sit. Have some rest. It'll start having those kind of conversations with me and make me avoid the pain of going through it. That's the trait of my old identity. And third, it's also a good news and a bad news. It will always show up. Yeah. So even when you're trying to transform your life, even when you're trying to identity transformation, you're trying to change your life, it's not going to work. Why? Because the old identity will keep showing up. It will only start working when you recognize him or her. You say, you're back. I know who you are. I don't need you anymore. Yeah, I don't need you anymore, because I'm not you anymore. I am the new identity. This is what happened when I was 50 last year, on my near my birthday, when I went through that whole spiritual awakening. Is that I literally buried the old Shom, in my mind. So I took her in a quiet place and I killed her, and I buried her forever. And I did a memorial service for her. I did a RIP service for her. I said, here lies, the remains of the old Shom. And she was a nice people pleaser kind of a person. She thought she was dumb. She thought she was not good looking and all of that. and rest in peace, old Shom. And I chose the new identity. So the new identity also has the same three traits. It will also prove you right if you stick to it. So if in your mind you say that I'm the owner of this house, that's going to happen, because it will have to. That's how science works. It will have to prove you right. It will also protect you like a guard dog. In 12 months time, as I have done my whole identity transformation, my I can definitely see the new identity is now born, and she is protecting me from the old identity. It's not that the old identity is not there anymore. They never die. Your old identity never dies, because you have given rise, you have fed her for so long. So it's always there. It's which demon you want to feed, whether you want to feed the old identity or the new one. They are always there. It's like your awareness, and they will always show up. Yeah. I wish I had more time, but I'll try to do my best. So uh, how should you, somebody asked, how can someone shift from force of flow in daily life? Dr. Dan asked that question. So this is my theory, the RRR principle. There's also a movie in India, RRR. But anyway, this is nothing like that. This is reject, replace, and repeat. How? So when my so for example, I want to go to the gym. The new identity wants has to go to the gym to lose the weight, but this old identity now starts showing up, right? Oh, you have pain in your back and blah blah. Then I say reject it. I say thank you for showing up, but I reject this version. And then I quickly replace. How do I replace in my mind? I say I'm a gym going girl, just like I did for the stage. I would say I belong in the gym. I am a gym junkie. I am the best fitness enthusiast ever. And then I'll start romanticizing this new identity as if I am already a gym enthusiast. So I'll replace that narrative. And it took me a few months to have this conversation with the old identity to now I cannot be without going to the gym. I'm doing 75 hard, by the way. I don't know if how many of you know about 75 hard. Today is day 17. This is my second attempt at 75 hard, and just to prove myself that I can do it. And I've been repeating that. So that's how you do it. You reject, replace, and repeat. So finally, this is the 8 stages of transformation that I developed from my own personal journey. I'm a big journal person. I've got like tens and 15 of journal that I have been doing for a very long time. I was probably 5 or 6 years old when I just started writing, learned to write. I started writing letters to God. That's how I started journaling. And so what I did to this may look very fancy, 8 steps of transformation, but this is exactly what my own transformation has been. So one fine day, I sat down with all my journals and I went through all my journey from stage 1 to stage 2. And I could see that, oh, this makes sense. All right. Okay. In order to, let's look at step number 8. Yeah. So you arrive at the destination, you become this new identity. Let's go back. In order to do that, you need to embody, not yet, don't change the slide yet. You need to embody the lifestyle of that new identity, right? You have to have the habits, the routines, the systems, but you still can't do it. Why? Because you don't know how to. So that's the gap you need to attain. So you have to study and learn, and you have to bridge the gap in order to adopt the lifestyle of the new identity. Go back one step more. So it's creating the vision. How do you know what to study, what to learn? There's so much information out there. How do you make up your mind if you don't have a vision? It's like you're going somewhere from here to, if you, I don't know where all you live, but I'm in Sydney. So if I go from Sydney to Canberra, it's a 3 hours of road trip, right? So before I my car is there at the destination, I need to have a vision of this road trip, of what all things I will need to get there, right? And so moving on, this will take a while, but yeah, the first step obviously has to be knowing yourself. And that's the core. Everything changes when you know yourself. I'm not talking about the knowing yourself, the current human that you are, who you truly are. And when clients work with me, I go through the 12 weeks of transformation, the 12 sessions with me. First 2 weeks, we are only doing the mirror principle. We are doing pattern mapping, and we are doing all this who the heck are you, so who are you? So anyway, and then I do the healing work and all of that, until you don't become. And my only mission as a coach is that how do I get rid of you? It's very unpopular. People basically think, okay, once I have your money, I'm going to woo you into another program and the third program, so you keep paying me. For me, it's like I want to get rid of you. The minute you come in, do the transformation, get rid of you, go and do what you are meant to do in this world. My selfish motive behind that is I love to see what that divine I am within you makes you do. Because in my eyes, it's the other way around. We think we are manifesting our dreams. It's basically the dreams are chasing us to be manifested. So the divine has these wishes and dreams, and he's basically using you as the vehicle to fulfill his dreams. So I see it that way. It's a bit different, but once you know who you truly are, then and you are completely in surrender of this divine force, you work 50-50. Yeah, so it's not like full 100% he'll do everything for you, and it's not you 100% that all efforts need to be done by you. It's 50-50. I call that God led human effort. So in my coaching, I talk about that. God led. So if something happens, if I want this house, if I don't get it, even better. God knows better. So that's how my belief is. Next slide. This is a bit of an eye opener, guys, that you all have. We all have 2,500 hours in 12 months' time, okay, to work on your dreams. So this is like cutting out your sleep time and blah blah blah, and you come to 2,500 hours are there. Now, how many dreams have you got? How many goals have you got? Like, what can you do with 2,500 hours? You have to be very wise and efficient with your time and energy, right? And so it's very important. If you are in the flow state, then it's easy. Then you're not counting time. Now I go to the gym, I'm not seeing, oh my god, it's only been 15 minutes, I have to do another 30 minutes to do 75 hard. I'm sometimes doing 1 hour 15 minutes and I don't even realize it. That's when you're aligned with your purpose, when you have come back to your that compass that I was talking about. Yeah. Janet says, what key message would you like to leave? Living with purpose, embodying the feminine. um Good question. Good question. It's living with purpose. I am living with purpose now every single day. That's how I have embodied the new identity completely. Janet, when you say feminine, this diverts a little bit from my talk, but the feminine, basically the masculine and the feminine, right? We all have the brain, and we have the left side and the right side. We all know that. The right side is creativity, is the feminine side. This is true for men also. This is not just females. Every human have the brain, and they have the right and the left. So basically it's the balance between structure, which is logical mind, practical mind, the left oriented, the masculine, which is the man, and the feminine is your right hand side, which is creativity and intuition and the gut feel. All that is in the right hand side. So when you are balanced, you're not 100% feminine, you're not 100% masculine. You need a balance between the two, between structure and creativity. And that's how once you are true to your purpose, you will become a balanced human being, and you can use both. You can use creativity to create that vision, creating the vision, but then you take the effort. You actually have routines and habits and structure and logical reasoning in your efforts, basically, to balance the two. Hope I have answered that, Janet. So at the end of the day, your job is to listen and get in tune with your inner compass, because you are getting astray and you're getting basically um, disconnecting from that GPS in life. And so you need to tune into your inner compass. It's the next slide, Melinda. Thank you. So know who you are and find your purpose. Someone is out there who's waiting to receive your gift. So if there is only one takeaway, another slide, next slide. and then the next one. The next one. Thank you. So, one key takeaway is that know who you are. Once you know that, everything flows from it, everything becomes easy. And I did that journey on my own last year. And the next slide, you will see this little girl who was so shy to go on stage. Next slide, please, Melinda. But I went in tune with my compass, and that same compass rescued that little girl and made Shom the main character of our own life. So that's it. Thank you very much, guys. Thanks a lot. There are some few slides where I've left the barcode, QR code. Sorry, if you want to book a clarity call, it's quite free. It is completely free. You get a 30-minute with me, and we go through your particular blockages and where your problem areas are. You may or may not need the 12 sessions. If you're way along your journey and you're just stuck with a few things, then I'll recommend accordingly. And the next slide I have, that's the identity guided journal, the one I showed you before. This is $9 Australian. I think that comes to around $6 or something. That's also on my website. And that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for all the lovely emojis that were coming in. It felt like I'm not talking alone in this room. My dog is sitting right next here, but it feels like I have all of your attention. Thank you very much. I hope I've answered all the questions. How can leaders foster feminine leadership while driving business success? Colette, sorry I missed that question earlier.
Yeah,
Uh,
that
how
was
can
a great presentation.
Thank you, Melinda. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, we really gain a lot of knowledge from your presentation.
My
Yeah,
pleasure.
thank you. And please join the next session show.
Sure, I will.
Thank you. Bye bye.
No worries. Thank you, guys. Bye. See you later.